Welcome back to the Fishing Doctor's Adventures. Today I'm fishing on this old Pelican paddle boat. Just going up front of the cabin, and let's try using a bunch of different hooks. Show you how to use each different one. Each time I catch a fish, I'll switch to something else, and I'll show you how you can catch a bunch of fish on all kinds of lures. First things first, this is a Len Thompson number 00 fluorescent 5 of diamonds. If you are a beginner fisherman, spoons is one of the easiest fishing lure to catch fish consistently on. You can cast a mile. It has great action. Usually the more radically you reel, the better it works. So here, let's cast this out and see if we can catch a fish. And I'll tell you how to fish it. Usually, depends how deep you're fishing. If you're in shallow water, start cranky right away. If you're in deeper water, let it flutter down a few seconds. And then when I'm reeling this in, I'll do about 5-10 cranks, and then I'll give it a little pull and pause. 5-10 cranks, get a little pull and pause. What that does is it speeds the action up. The spoon will all of a sudden take off faster, and then when you pause, the spoon does a little flutter and stops. And the fish, when they're following it during that 5-10 real steady pace, you'll speed the lure up when you pull it. The fish will take off, and all of a sudden the lure stops right in its face, and it just intends to grab the lure as soon as it stops. So try that out when you're spoon fishing. Let's see if we can catch one here. Okay, we'll see if we can get something on the spoon later. They're not hitting it right now. We have a windy system moving in, so let's get through these hooks. This is a swim jig. It's a paddle tail plastic made by Big Hammer, and it's the bleeding rainbow trout. I like that pattern. And that's a Northland tackle head off their swim jig style minnows. Let's give this a try. I think because it's more bright and sunny, the fish are probably lower down and not hitting the spoons right now. We'll bounce this along near the bottom and should catch us some fish. Now how I like to fish this one is just cast it out, let it settle to the bottom. If you have a bit of a weedy bottom, don't let it hit bottom, start cranking before. But if the bottom's clean, just let it hit bottom and then start hopping it along the bottom. Hooked up. Got my first fish on that swim jig, just bouncing it off the bottom. It's a walleye. So that's how these work. Just going along, bouncing off bottom. They come along and hail it. Walleye. They love those. Okay, so that's how you catch them. This swim bait, just kind of near the bottom, hop it up, the tail flutters down, hop it up, tail flutters, fish grab it. Bye, fish. Okay, time to change hooks again. Another nice bait is these rattle baits, the lipless crankbaits. Hard-bodied, they rattle like crazy. You also fish it, cast it out there, crank it in, or you could hop it along the bottom. Both ways seem pretty effective. You can also vertically jig these, which works really well in the winter time. So let's give this one a try, see if you can catch a walleye on this one. Oh, I got one. That didn't take long. Third cast with this rattle bait. We'll see, this one's kind of skidding across the water. Maybe it's a pike. Oh, it's another walleye. And with this bait, I just give it a hop. It really vibrates. Since it has a nice swimming action, you can let it just flutter back down. So it looks like it's swimming up, darting down. And worked really good to catch this walleye here. Another walleye on that rattle bite by live trap. I mean, not live trap, live target. Okay, let's switch up baits and use something else now. This is a little bit different style of a bait. This is called the Kamooki, and I've used them ice fishing. I've never used them open water, but I know they work. And it has this weight on the front lip, so when it drops down on the bottom, it sits up like this, and the hook is only on the tail. So the fish is supposed to come sweep it from the back. So let's give this a try. I'm going to fish it the similar way as the last one, but this one I'll probably let it rest on the bottom a little bit, drag it a little bit, and then skip it and see if that works hooking another fish. When you're fishing any of these baits in the summer and you're fishing close to the bottom and you want to be in contact with the bottom and feel the bottom, use a braid. You'll have way more sensitivity, especially on windy days like this, which makes it fishing difficult anyways to feel what you're doing. Use some sort of braid, you know, Power Pro, some Spectral line, Fire line. These will really help you stay in contact with your bait and feel those little subtle bites so that you'll catch more fish. Oh, I had a tap. Oh, I got him. He came back. That's first cast with this bait, just simply bouncing it off the bottom, and he nailed it. I felt him tapping it first. He came back and hit it again. This one is another walleye. Another walleye. So hey, that didn't take long with this Kamooki in the walleye pattern. Pretty impressed with it as a summer bait, since that was the fastest I caught a fish. Yeah, now it can always be just chance, but I'm telling you, that was impressive. They're all about the same size. There he goes on that Kamooki walleye pattern. Let's switch up this bait, put something else in the water. This is a Cicada. And I love using these in the winter time. You probably see me use them for perch and walleye in the winter time, catch lots of fish on them. These also are deadly lures in the summertime, and you have to fish it the same way. You can vertically jig it with bait on it, or you can cast it on clean bottom and hop it and really do a big jigs, like 2, 3, 4 foot pulls, so it does tons of vibration, then just let it fall back to the bottom. When it's falling back to the bottom on slack line, you really need to be in contact with the lure, because they hit it right on the fall, and if you're not on it, they'll just drop it, because they can feel this is a solid metal lure, and they'll drop it right away if you're not in contact with that bait. So let's give it a try. These cicadas have such intense vibration. If you're not really seeing fish around, especially ice fishing, I put one of these on because it really brings in the fish from a distance with that intense vibration and pulsation that it's sending out. It's a great lure to use. Now, quite often when you're fishing this lure and the fish are taking it on the drop, you won't necessarily feel anything. You'll feel nothing. That's when you set the hook, because they actually come up and they pick the hook off. So you, oh, there you go. I was just letting it fall down to the bottom and he grabbed it. That was fast. So these cicada is also deadly lure, especially in the summertime. Just letting it fall. They love taking it. You know, that vibration brings them in. They're chasing it, and then you let it drift down to the bottom and they'll hit it. But you have to pay close attention when it's drifting down, because like I say, you don't always feel a jerk, because they're coming up at the bait when it's falling. You'll feel slack line, like you've hit bottom. Just set the hook. Even if you set the hook like you hit bottom, that's just your next jig stroke. So go ahead, set that hook, and you'll catch more walleye. Another one. And that cicada. Another fish. Okay, time to change hooks. Oh, how could we forget the Slender Spoon? Once again, my favorite winter spoon. But this thing works amazing in the summertime too. You can just crank it in if you're in shallower water. If you're in deeper water, use it like a flutter spoon. Fish it, let it flutter all the way to the bottom, give it a few cranks, let it flutter back to the bottom. They'll chase it and smash this thing. You're gonna see I'll catch one on it for sure. Now, flutter spoons are quite light spoons. They're a little bit hard to stay in contact with, but the fish should actually grab these ones pretty hard. They're fluttering down nicely, so you should feel a bite. Oh, there we go. It just hopped it off the bottom and felt him grab it. And all I was doing was like leaving it on the bottom for quite a while, popping it up, let it flutter down, spank. You know, with walleye, a lot of the presentations with different lures that you use are going to be the same. You know, they're a fish that's close to the bottom, so keeping your presentation close to the bottom is often going to help you catch more fish. Now, once in a while, in the summer, they will suspend, and on those days, then you can fish higher off the bottom, and you'll catch them as well with crankbaits, and if you're using a spoon, you can crank it in without the pausing. But quite often, they're close to the bottom. If you get your lure down there, you'll be more likely to catch them. Okay, that was another lure successfully catching a walleye after not much time. This is actually my ice fishing box, so I got some weird stuff. Remember, we're catching all these things, all these fish without bait. This is all just lures, working your lure right, and the action is what actually gets them to bite. Okay, so this is a lure called the HD Ice, made by Dynamic Lures. Most of the time using ice fishing, but I'm guessing this will work pretty good in the summertime too. So it's just a little minnow pattern, has a really slim profile, nice action, darting action through the water. So let's see if a walleye or a pike will hit this one. It's a fairly light hook, so I still was able to cast a decent distance with it because it's low profile, but you can't cast a mile with these things. Oh, I got one. First cast. First cast. This might be a pike. No, it's another walleye. Oh, soaked me. Look at that little walleye on that Dynamic Lures. That was pretty fast. First cast, little walleye. Oh, that guy's a splasher. That worked pretty good. So good, I'm gonna give it one more cast.